Hazreti Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi-i Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh şereflerine, salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı, tahiret evladı, Resul-i Sahibimizin efendilerimizin, sair-i enbiya-i zemvel-surul kiram hazıratın ervahı şeriflerine, Pirimiz Bilallah Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, mihmandar Resul-i Kibriya, Eyüp Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Ebu Eyyub el-Ensar radıyallahu anh, Şah Mürşidan, Şeyh Hacı Muhammed Bahattin Şah Naksibendi el-Buhari, Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi, Mevlana Ziyaddin Halid el-Bağdadi, SahibulSaif, Kıblet-i İslam, Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım Adel el-Hakkani, Kaddesallahu esrarahum hazıratın ervahı için. Hademül Harameyn-i Şerifeyn, Yavuz Sultan Selim Han, Ebu'l-Feth vel-Mehazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan. Firdevs-i Aşiyan hazıratın ervahine ve amr inayetine. Alel husus bu caminin manisi, sahibel hayrat ve hel hasenat. SahibulSaif Abdulkerim el-Kibrisi Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam, müezzin, kaim cemaatinin ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için, Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammed ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nastağfiru ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu habibuhu ve resuluhu. Allahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi. Sabi tabi ve rahşin ve hadin min ba'di. Ve zahmet ala tahkik. Ve zahmet ala biki khulef ve resul ala tahkik. Umar el-Mu'minin Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali. وعلى باقي صحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون حاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى فإن الله مع الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who says in the Holy Quran, who says in Surah Al-Balad, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Truly, we have created man into hardship. Does he think that none has power over him? But man says boastingly, I have squandered so much money. Does he think nobody can see him? Did we not make 2 eyes for him, and a tongue, and 2 lips, and guide him to the parting of mountain ways? But he has not attempted the ascent. Ah, what will make you to understand what the ascent is? It is to free a slave, to feed in the day of hunger an orphan near of kin or some poor wretch in misery, and to be from those who believe and encourage each other to patience and encourage each other to compassion. Those are the companions of the right hand. But those who disbelieve in our revelations, their place will be on the left hand. Over over them will be fire closed in. Sadaqallah Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon our Master Muhammad ﷺ, the seal of the prophets, the intercessor of the sinners, the friend of the strangers, the mercy to the universes, the tranquility of the ashiqs, the goal of the seekers, the sun of the knowers, the light for the travelers, the illuminated lamp for the near ones, the beloved of the poor, of the needy, of the downtrodden. Amen. May peace and blessings be upon him and upon his noble family, and upon his blessed companions, especially upon the Khulafai Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Faruq, Hazrat Osmanli and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the Grand Sheikhs of the Nakshibendi order, the masters of the highest knowledge. May peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman Sultans, the fulfillment of the hadith of Rasulullah alayhi wasallam. May peace and blessings be upon all those who follow them until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, this world has existed for ages and ages. So many generations came and lived and passed from this world. So many generations are buried under our feet. But never has the world seen a time as evil and widespread as the time that we are living in now. Our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, is saying, this is the worst time that happened to Muslims, about which Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, the second Jahiliyyah is going to be worse than the first one. And this is what we are facing today. The second Jahiliyyah time. In the first Jahiliyyah time, people were ignorant. When someone from the Sahabis spoke to them, they were sitting and listening and comparing it with what they know. And so many were accepted. That was the Jahiliyyah time, the first Jahiliyyah, where the Holy Prophet ﷺ came, only one person, and then hundreds and thousands of people started following. Those people were against the Holy Prophet because they did not have any knowledge of what he brought. They were holding on to their traditions only. They were ignorant people. They did not know any better. When the other ones went and approached them properly and they showed them what Holy Prophet ﷺ brought to them, they accepted. They did not argue about it. They did not feel threatened. The only ones who felt threatened were those people who were the knowledgeable people for that time, like Abu Jahil and all the other ones. They were the people who knew how to read and write. They were the people who knew the activities of the world. They were the people who knew what was happening in the business world. They could not accept what Holy Prophet ﷺ brought to them because it would not be good for their political and economical matters. What Prophet ﷺ brought to them required them to change what they were doing. Not so. It's not like that for the ignorant ones. They did not fight. They sat and they listened. And sometimes later, they accepted it. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that the Akhir Zaman, the end of times, the second Jahiliyyah time is going to be worse than the first because people are going to study the religion. They will know how to read and write, but they are not going to accept anything. They are not going to accept anybody. They are just going to accept what is only for them, what is their understanding for what they read and write. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying they are going to be ignorant with what they read and write. They are going to become ignorant with the knowledge that they have. Who can dare to deny that this is the age that we are living in now? We have to understand what the awliya Allah is saying. The people of this time look very nice, very sophisticated, very cultured, very educated, but they have become worse than those Arabs 1400 years ago who were committing every cruelty, from burying their daughters to robbing orphans to torturing slaves. And they have become worse through their so-called knowledge. They think that they know everything. So they don't listen to anyone. This is especially the 21st century Muslims. But yes, it involves the 21st century people who have turned their knowledge and education into an idol that they worship instead of Allah. When someone comes to them and says, you are in ignorance, you have become zalims, you have become tyrants, you have deviated, You have left the way of Allah and of His Prophet and of the awliya and the salihin. They say the words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took from their mouths in the Holy Quran 1400 years ago. They will say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When Allah says, when our signs are recited to them, they say, these are fairy tales of the men of old. No. But that which they have earned is rust upon their heart. No. But truly on the last day they will be covered from the mercy of their Lord. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. When anyone comes to the Muslims of today and says, we have a tradition, a 1300-year-old tradition, that is a tradition of honor. We had a tradition that made Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy with us. We had a tradition that made Holy Prophet ﷺ bless us. We had a tradition that made the awliya Allah sit with us and give advice to us and live with us. When you say this to them, they say, these are fairy tales. And when you say to them, the divine nizam that we had, that protected us, the divine system that protected us was called the Khilafat, then they call you a crazy person, a fanatic, a fundamentalist, a backward person. Because they have become so brainwashed that they cannot hear the words Khalifa or Khilafat or Sultan or Sultanate. This is the degree to which Shaitan has fooled and dishonored the Muslims of Ahl Sunnah. And this is the reason that this second Jahiliyyah makes us worse than the desert Arabs of the first Jahiliyyah. Our master SahibulSaif is describing and explaining and giving the solution for the dishonorable condition of today's Muslims. He said, for almost 100 years now, Shaitan entered from every side. Since the First World War, the whole world rose against the Khilafatullah, the Khalifa of Allah on the face of earth. The one who has authority to enforce the laws of Allah on those people who call themselves believers. And of course, this was not fitting to the plans and games of the Vatican or the Zionists or the Diabolos or to the Shaitans. So they all got together and brought these so-called Muslims with them to bring down the Khilafat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let that to happen. Because the children of Adam on the face of earth, from east and west and north and south, on the whole globe, they became disobedient to Allah. That's why they rose against the Khalifa. That's why they rose against the masters. That's why they rose everywhere against the kings. And Allah is saying, you are not liking what I put on you? Okay. I will lift that away. I will just put it aside for some time. I will veil that Khilafat for some time, and look what kind of situation you're going to fall into that time. And it is almost 100 years and we're falling into that situation. People are suffering in Islam, yes. They are screaming, yes, and looking here and there, trying to find solution, but they cannot. You are looking to the wrong areas. You are running to get help from the wrong ones. As an individual, as a community, and as a nation, you are running to find help from the wrong ones. So who is ruling now? You think Allah and His Prophet ﷺ are ruling on you? Or you are ruling, or you are under the rulings of your egos? We love the Sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ. Males and females left him. Yes. When they left the ways of Holy Prophet ﷺ, and what kind of children you are raising now. Oh, do you know what kind of children you are raising? They are ready to beat you up, little kids, beating their own mothers and their own fathers. Is this Islam? No, it is not. You got this from somewhere else, from outside of Islam, because you put everything else priority above Allah and His Prophet. You are claiming that you love Allah and His Prophet, but you love so many things before Allah and His Prophet. The throne of Allah is in your heart. You have to put Allah there first. Before you're putting Allah there, you have to clean it. You have to kick the shaitan and shaitans out. You have to clean it. You have to throw away the dunya love away from your heart. You have to put every wrong love away from your heart. Then you will be able to say Ya Rabbi, this heart is for you. Now welcome. Come. Yes. That time, look what happens to you. And Allah, when Allah is coming, His Prophet ﷺ is there too that time. Definitely. It's not separating. You cannot. That time you will have a vision. You will have an understanding. You don't go according to your ego that time. You know the tricks and the traps of your ego, and you say, no, you stay here because I know you. I know who you are. You're ready to destroy me. You're ready to bring me to Jahannam. Yes, then you will be able to stand against your ego. And the words of our Shaykh speak the truth. People are asking, why do you need awliya? People are asking, why do you need murshids? People are asking, why you need shaykhs? This is why we need the shaykhs. This is why we need the awliya and the murshids. We need the awliya because they are looking to the heavens and giving guidance to the earth. Even in this world that we're living in right now, to find guidance on the earth, we look to the skies for our GPS. For us to return back to the heavens, we cannot find the guidance from Dunya. We need awliya because they receive the guidance from the heavens, because they receive guidance from the divine presence. We need the awliyas because they are doctors of the heart. We need the shaykhs because they are doctors of the heart who see the disease. They see the causes. And they know the cure. No imam, no alim, no so-called shaykh, no progressive, no professor can speak the words that Shaykh Efendi is speaking because they're all sunk inside the second Jahiliyyah. They cannot come out. To get guidance in this Akhir Zaman, you need to follow an inheritor of that one who came down from the cave of Hira to give guidance to a people sunk in darkness. We need to change our hearts again to return to Allah. This is not easy. It is not putting tick marks in a book and saying, my heart is clean now. It is continuous hard work. It is continuous work that you have to be very awake and aware and vigilant about because the enemy is inside of us and is attacking from every side. It is the hardest work. It is the greatest jihad to find that hidden shirk inside of you. That is the greatest struggle, the greatest jihad to fight against your nafs, against your enemy that is inside, against your ego. This is why Holy Prophet ﷺ said, hidden shirk in my ummah is more hidden than a black ant crawling on a black stone in the middle of the moonless night. Our generation of Muslims became so lost that we think that the hidden shirk is belief, and we think that anyone who comes to tell us otherwise is a shaitan. How many times have they called us that? How many times have they called Shaykh Efendi that? How many times have they called Shaykh Maulana that? But they have become the people of the second Jahiliyyah. They became the people who are under the curse of the second Jahiliyyah. We are in the most lowest place, this dunya, the most cursed time. We are here of Akhir Zaman. The intelligent man, in every way, must find freedom from being under the curse of Allah. Holy Prophet ﷺ did not leave us alone with this. He ﷺ told us what to do, and He has left us with enough guidance. He said, this dunya is cursed, and everything in it is cursed, except whatever is looking for the face of Allah. Who is looking for the face of Allah in this ummah? Except for his friends. Who can even claim to be looking for the face of Allah? Except for the awliya. Every other group is looking for books, or for knowledge, or for argument, or for power, or for revenge, but only the friends of Allah are seeking His face. We are trying to follow them. And we're trying to be free from the curse of this dunya. Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Hakkani is saying, association must be with prophets, because prophets' himmat, aspiration, the spiritual power is reaching to the whole ummah, and they are asking to carry them up. to save them and to turn their faces to the real being of the Creator. Wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. He is with you. But you are not with Him. He is with you, but you are not with Him. No, you don't understand. You can't understand. He is with us, but we are not with Him. There is no room for creatures in His divinely presence. No room. No anyone else is in existence. There is only His existence. Therefore, He is with us, but we are not with Him. These are the men of Allah, the Rijalullah, whose training is going to let us to empty our heart of all the dirtiness and everything that is there, and to let us to change that heart back to the throne of Allah, to invite our Lord to sit. Don't make any mistake. The only safety in this time, it is in this kind of association. Your books are not going to save you. Definitely your internet is not going to save you. Your likes and your comments are not going to save you. The only safety from the terror of Judgment Day, that everyone's Judgment Day must be every day, because the angel of death is under our pillow when we go to sleep and is in front of our face when we wake up. The only safety from the terror of our Judgment Day and our death is to be in the company of those who have transformed their hearts into the thrones of Allah. These are not our words. These are the words of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He said, and his words are reaching to us 1400 years later. It is fresh and it is alive. Listen to this. He said, "O people, listen, understand. Know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has servants that are neither prophets. They are not martyrs. And yet the prophets and the martyrs admire them for their position and closeness to Allah." A Bedouin from a faraway land came and waved to the Holy Prophet and said, "Ya Rasulullah, please describe them for us." The Holy Prophet ﷺ was so happy with the Bedouin's question. And he ﷺ said, they are people from faraway lands and different tribes. They aren't related to each other. They are not related to each other by close family ties. They sincerely love each other for the sake of Allah. Allah will place them on mimbars of light the day of judgment and grant them an audience. He will place light on their faces and light on their clothes. People will be terrified on the day of judgment, yet they will not be terrified. They are the friends of Allah, upon whom there is no fear or grief. And the words of the Prophet speak the truth. O murids, we are connected to these ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praise through an unbreakable golden chain. Give your muhabbat, give your submission, give your obedience, give your respect, give your passion. That is your safety in this world and in the next world, and this is our safety, this Ahir Zaman. This is the safety from the curse of Dunya. That is the safety from the flood of fire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us in the sohbet of our Shaykh and make us love each other for His sake. May Allah give us strength against our egos. May Allah make us friends and defenders of the Muslim and not of the Zalims. May Allah remove tyranny, oppression and zulm from our hearts. May Allah send us our Sultan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send us Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam. May Allah never separate us from our Shaykh. Amen. Stop. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. نسوله لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله